If you are traveling to Cebu, General Santos City, or Cagayan de Oro City as a domestic traveler coming from any part of the country, then these are the domestic travel requirements that you need to prepare as of August 2021. Stay tuned and watch the video to know more. Welcome to DenZ TV. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you receive updates as they are posted. Let's start with Cebu Province. The community quarantine classification of Cebu Province is General Community Quarantine or GCQ until August 31, 2021. This means that only essential travel is allowed. The local government is requiring all arriving guests to present the following travel document requirements to be accepted for flight. Arriving guests bound for Cebu Province will only be allowed to enter if they pass the symptom screening at entry points and if they present a negative RT-PCR swab test result conducted within 72 hours before departure or a negative antigen test result conducted within 48 hours before departure. A valid ID is also required, and note that tourists are not allowed in the province of Cebu. For passengers in transit, if the validity of the RT-PCR swab test or antigen test has lapsed, arriving guests must take an antigen test upon arrival in Cebu at their own expense. Let's proceed to Cebu City, and the community quarantine classification for Cebu City is MECQ or Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine until August 31, 2021, which means that only essential travel is allowed. LSIs or locally stranded individuals and returning residents need to present the following documents. A negative RT-PCR swab test result conducted within 72 hours before arrival in a DOH-accredited molecular laboratory and an approved travel coordination permit or TCP or a travel pass-through permit or TPP from ESPAS. Authorized persons outside of residence or APORs need to present the following documents. For government APOR, valid ID issued by the government agency, a mission order or travel order issued by the head of agency, and an approved TCP or TPP from ESPAS. For private APOR, please present negative RT-PCR swab test result conducted within 72 hours before arrival in a DOH-accredited molecular laboratory and an approved TCP or TPP from ESPAS. Returning overseas Filipinos or ROFs and overseas Filipino workers or OFWs need to present the following requirements. Quarantine certificate issued by DOH Bureau of Quarantine stating completion of a 14-day quarantine and a negative RT-PCR swab test result 3 days prior to departure along with your valid ID. Next is General Santos City, and the community quarantine classification for GENSAN is General Community Quarantine or GCQ until August 31, 2021. For guests flying to General Santos, please accomplish the following travel requirements according to Cebu Pacific Air. Negative RT-PCR swab test result or a saliva test result valid for 72 hours from the date of release of results. A valid ID, travel order for government APOR, and travel itinerary for government APOR. Next is Cagayan de Oro City, and the community quarantine classification for CDO is MECQ or Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine until August 31, 2021. Therefore, only essential travel is allowed. For guests bound for Cagayan de Oro City, please be advised that only guests with essential travel will be accepted in Laguindingan Airport. All guests bound for CDO are required to register to the following: ESPAS, Stay Safe, OPCOURS, Higala, and BOQ certificate for returning overseas Filipinos. Guests bound for cities and municipalities outside CDO and within the province of Misamis Oriental are only required to register in ESPAS and StaySafe.ph only. All arriving passengers must pass symptom screening upon arrival. And those are the domestic travel requirements for Cebu, GENSAN, and Cagayan de Oro City as of August 2021. Thank you so much for watching. If you find the content of this channel valuable, remember to subscribe. Feel free to check out the other videos as well.